Maria, thanks. Time now for 4 Stops at 4 with news from across Wisconsin. A Waupaca County Sheriff's deputy injured early this morning when his patrol vehicle was hit while he was providing traffic control. The incident happened around 5:45 a.m. along U.S. Highway 10 westbound east of Old 49 Road. This is in the town of Fremont. The deputy was parked with emergency lights activated at a previous crash scene when a westbound SUV traveling at a high rate of speed struck the rear of his patrol vehicle. The deputy was wearing a seatbelt and he was taken to the hospital. He was treated and released. The driver of the striking SUV declined medical attention but did receive 5 citations.